Hi, family. I'm Stephanie Wade. I'm Habasia. And I'm telling you, I'm so excited. I made the 1,000 subscribers. I'd already released the video. It was on private until I actually saw that 1,000 drop. And then I went in and just turned it from private to public. So that's the video that you're watching right now. But one of my subscribers asked me to fix African food and do whatever word that means eating in front of people, like eating and eating and eating in front of y'all. But y'all know that is not me. So anyway, I am cooking and I'm just wearing regular clothes because it is cold to me in Galveston, you know. I wanted to wear my booba and dance for y'all, and I will on the first warm day we have. I will. The sun come out, it's on, y'all. I'm going to be dancing in my booba for y'all with some choral music in the background. But today, I'll just let y'all see my gumbo that I'm cooking because I'm Creole, y'all. So I got gumbo. I put a little habanero pepper in it, like a half of one, so it can be a little extra spicy, and have it with rice. So I just wanted y'all to know how excited I am, and I'm thanking all of y'all. I agape love all of y'all, and y'all, I don't know. I just know y'all can see how excited I am. Whew, excuse the lighting. But anyway, guys, I just want y'all to see my earrings. They're made from a bone, y'all. Bone, cow bone. I was going to let y'all see this man making cow bone jewelry in Liberia, but that didn't happen because of COVID. But anyway, that's cow bone jewelry that I bought when I was in Houston at an African workshop, not workshop, but an African festival, pre-COVID, of course. And this is my bracelet that goes with it, made out of what? Cow horn. See, it's very pretty, but cow horn, y'all. Cow horn bracelet. So I enjoy buying it. I enjoy wearing it. And one of my subscribers asked me to show y'all how I keep my jewelry because I have so much. But y'all, I'm telling you, I keep it everywhere. I may put it in my suitcase when I travel, and I narrow it down to just a few items that I like that's interchangeable, and just buy other jewelry when I'm there. Usually costume jewelry. If not costume jewelry, silver and brass. But I do have like photo boxes, new shoe boxes. I just put my jewelry everywhere. I do. I have some holders of my bracelets and necklaces, but it doesn't really work too well because after a while dust gets on it. So I'm better off just putting it in plastic bags and putting it in a shoe box. On another day, I will let y'all see one shoe box that I have that's full of stuff, or a photo box, whatever it is. It all looks the same to me. But yeah, I have my jewelry just everywhere. My house is small, so it's not like I have a big container that's a ammo or something that's full of just jewelry. Maybe when I'm in the motherland, I'll let them build me a bamboo jewelry keeper where I keep all my jewelry. That would be cool. You know, then they could make special little shelves that could hold my earrings and bracelets. And it's custom made over there, y'all. So That's an idea that's implanted by you guys. So anyways, I'm going to turn this camera around so y'all can see my gumbo in the making and my rice. And then I'll just let y'all see a little bit of me eating the gumbo, but not getting crazy with it. And then I will record the rest of the video, even maybe on another day. But anyways, it will be released after the 1,000 subscribers because you're already watching that, y'all. And y'all need to enjoy that story and digest it before I release another video. But y'all are seeing the video on the same day that I made 1,000 subscribers. I agape love all of y'all. And hang in there and enjoy the rest of the video. It's my thank you video to y'all. This is my gumbo cooking, y'all. I just use regular old Creole gumbo mix. I cheat. I used to do it from scratch, but not anymore. And those are little beef sausages and regular old potatoes in there. I have shrimp in there. No, I do not use chicken all the time. Sometimes I just use shrimp. I could put some crab in there, but I pretty much just use whatever I have. And this time, this is what I had. The potatoes take on the flavor of whatever meat or seafood is in the pot. And right now, that's what it is. Little beef sausages. And then, of course, since I'm Creole, we put everything, what? Over rice. Plain old parboiled rice. All right, guys. For y'all folks who like to see people eat, this is my gumbo. Shrimp gumbo. I see I wasted a little bit. Why? Because I didn't have my glasses on. Because my glasses was bouncing around the light. So anyway, this is my shrimp with my beef sausage with rice. Hopefully y'all can see it. Because I cannot see it good, y'all, without my glasses. But anyway, I'm going to tell y'all how it tastes. My celebration meal with y'all. Since you asked, not all of y'all, but one of y'all. And that's good, y'all. That little habanero pepper, since I didn't put in the seeds, it made it taste spicy without it being hot. So, it's good, y'all. I hope y'all enjoying y'all food, wherever y'all at. It may not be seafood and sausage gumbo, but it could be, y'all. Y'all can play this over and over and be sitting down eating with me. And again, thank y'all for the 1,000 subscribers. And let y'all know that I do read y'all's comments. And this is the first time I've done eating online in front of people. But who knows? That's what some folk like. So as a celebration dinner, I started off the dinner with you guys. And I'm letting y'all know it's good. I'm enjoying it. And I'll be back to tell y'all the story, but I just wanted to share some of my meal with y'all. Give y'all story time a little bit later. So, if you haven't eaten your food, go and get your food, come back and eat something with me. As you can play this over and over, y'all. Y'all can. It'll be all right. And I'll tell y'all a story time. And like I said, if my outfit is different, don't worry about it. I'm just letting y'all see my excitement for my 1,000 subscribers and listening to what y'all have to say, even if it's just one person, that I'll look it up to see what they talking about. And then if it makes some common sense or not too weird, that I'll do it. So from that, gorging myself with food, but I did a representative of eating supper with y'all. Celebration supper for my 1,000 subscribers. And like I said, agape love y'all all and enjoy. I'll get back with y'all later with a story. Enjoy y'all's meal, okay? I'm enjoying mine. Well, family, I hope y'all enjoyed y'all's supper, dinner, lunch, whatever time of day that y'all played the first part of this video where I was eating. Oh, I'm sorry about this reflection in these glasses. I just can't figure out a way to make it not be that way because I cannot see if I take them off. And for right now, I need them, y'all, because it's not scripted, but I do have my notes today because I want to stay on subject since this is me on the exact 1,000 subscription day. I'm spending some time with y'all. And true to form, one of my subscribers told me about an author who was African American, and she wrote about the African American Great Migration from the South to the North, the East, and the West Coast, trying to get out of Jim Crow South. Well, I saw what she had to say, and as usual, I had to tell y'all how it happened in my family, at least the part of the family that I knew about, which was my maternal side. And of course, it was because of my grandmother, Cora Sam. She liked telling her stories. My mother, not so much. I don't know. She really wasn't that much of a storyteller. She made a lot of stories up, apparently, that I didn't know was stories at the time. So maybe she was a good storyteller after all. But anyways, y'all, I hope that my glasses don't turn you off too much. I'll try to look away as much as possible while I have them on. But anyways, with my family migration, it actually started off in Louisiana. My grandparents were married. They had 7 children. Well, not 7 children. They end up having 7 children, but 5 of them was born in Louisiana. At least, well, 4 to 5 of them. But anyways, my grandmother said that they had all kind of awful things that could happen to you because you just happen to be colored. That somebody could come into your house and sexual harass you. And if your husband even saw them coming in to the house, he'd better turn around and go the other way. Because if he went inside of that house, they might be coming back with the Ku Klux Klan that night and pretty much hang him and castrate him and make you watch. So they definitely was ready to get the Hades out of Louisiana. My grandmother's sister, Aunt Mary, she lived in the Beaumont, Port Arthur area with her husband. And he found a good job. And so they let my grandmother and grandfather know that it's good jobs here and that it was better for them, that life was better for them, and that they could come to Texas and have a better life. So my grandparents packed up their whole little family and moved from Louisiana to Port Arthur, Beaumont area. And then from there, my grandmother said that my grandfather found out through, I guess, friends or whoever, that they were hiring in Galveston and that it was even a better place than Port Arthur, Beaumont area. So they packed up and they moved again to Galveston. And then after they were there, my grandmother told my grandfather that it's fine, that she didn't want to move anywhere else, and that they was just going to stay put in Galveston. Because Galveston had some advantages that Louisiana did not have. Even though it was segregation in both places. But apparently Galveston's segregation felt better to them. My grandfather worked for the city. He helped repair the road by putting his tar down and whatever else down to fill in the potholes. So I remember that. And I remember my grandmother saying that some of the architects would be working on a slide rule and trying to figure out the blueprint. And then my grandfather could read the blueprint and help them with their problems, even though he used a pencil and a paper. And his mind, he actually saw the numbers or something, that he got the answers before the trained architects or draftspeople or whatever they were. But they were in control because they had a degree and he didn't. So anyways, they did have a respect for him and they said so. But of course, he didn't get the money they got, not even a tenth of the money they got, because he didn't have an education. And that's just the way it was. My grandmother, she worked, we'll just say as a maid at the hotel. And she said one time one of the freaky clients, their customers, whatever, wanted her to beat him with a wet towel. And she refused and left. So after that, my mother had me, and my grandmother didn't want me to be at a home with strangers. She bonded with me since I was born in her household. And she felt sorry for my mother since she wasn't married, even though my mother was 22 when I was born. So anyways, my grandmother helped her to raise me, and she left her job as a maid, and she opened up her home daycare, took in strangers' children as well as my cousins. I called her mother because I lived at her house, and my cousins called her Miss Sam because they were around the other children that she babysat, and they didn't grow up in her house, so they identified with the strangers' kids for some reason, and called our grandmother Miss Ann. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's just say I enjoyed growing up at my grandmother's house, and I felt so pleased that she quit her job to help take care of me so I wouldn't have to be in a stranger's daycare. And the funny part about it is she actually made more money with her home daycare than what she got paid in the streets. She told me so. And she made enough money that she saved money, and she bought things on layaway, actually wherever she wanted. If she wanted to buy stuff from the store that's clothing, or she wanted to buy collectibles, because she actually liked ceramics and different things too. And she'll put them in layaway and then get them out, because that was the way back then. Nobody was doing credit then. So anyways, her and my grandfather saved up their money, because my grandfather worked there as a second job, Mr. Ernest Barbecue Pit, which was across the street from their little rent house. And he learned how to do secret sauce and everything that he took to the grave, the secret recipe. But together, they saved enough money to move out of the rent house into a 2-story house on 28th Street. Yeah. So they moved to 28th Street, bought a big 2-story house. My grandfather was a handyman, and he fixed that house up. Very nice. They had a boarder, Miss Willa Marie. She was the only one that they let stay, because the house started off as a boarding house. But they got rid of everybody except Miss Willa Marie, because she was so nice. But anyways, they bought that 2-story house. And I stayed there until I was 7 years old. And then at 7, I decided that I was supposed to stay with my mother and my stepfather, just like all other kids did. It was just the way that it was supposed to be. And so I did do that. You know, I just did. So anyways, I just want to tell you some of the stuff I knew about Galveston growing up. Some of the things that might have been attractive to my grandparents in Galveston was that they had a 28th and 29th Street beach that was like a little Africa. It was for colored people. And they also had a West Beach, which was for colored people. They had a Dairy Cream on Broadway where you could go and buy your food. And it had like little picnic benches or something outside that you could sit down and eat if you wanted to. Then later on, the Dairy Queen, which was for the everybody else, you was not allowed to go inside and eat, but you could actually order at the walk-up window. It was no drive-through, but you could walk up to the walk-up window and buy your hamburger and milkshakes or whatever and fries. And I remember I did that with one of my little boy friends. And then we just walked on to the movies. We had a colored movie theater. It was called the Booker T. Washington Theater. They actually showed movies with all colored casts sometimes. They had cowboy and Indian movies, as well as whatever other kind of movies that was out at the time. And it was just for us. And then for some reason or another that I can't remember, we started going to the Martini Theater, which up to a point was all white. But for some reason, we was able to go to the Martini, but we had to go to the Crow's Nest, which was upstairs, because they called us black people crows. I don't know why, y'all, but they did. I didn't know that at the time. I just knew that when you go there, you could buy your ticket, but the white people was downstairs and we was upstairs. So we went up there and watched the movie. You could buy your popcorn and your candy downstairs, but you had to walk upstairs in the balcony and watch the movie. And you know what? At the time, I didn't care, because to me it was nice having a private showing, so to speak, upstairs. My boyfriend and I enjoyed it. You know, you could see the glass half empty or half full, but I guess we chose to see it half full, and we didn't have to be around folks that didn't like us and might call us names or spit on us or hit us or whatever. So we enjoyed being up there. We went to Holy Rosary, which was the colored Catholic church there. My grandparents, of course, went to church there. My grandfather helped everybody that I know of at their house. He was such a handy person. He was artsy, craftsy. He had all kind of sculptures in front of their house that was made out of concrete and marbles. He even built a garden bed at my mom and their father's house. That is still in service to this day. Yeah, he was handy. And Galveston was separate, but I don't know about equal. But I know that people from all over the state of Texas came to Galveston on Sundays at least. And we had the downbeat, which was a honky tonk on West End. Yeah, the west part of the island, West Beach. And it was for colored people. And the downbeat was one of the, like I say, the little honky tonk that we learned to dance and enjoyed dancing out there. So it was peaceful, y'all. I don't remember any rioting happening in Galveston or anything, or anybody doing anything to us. We just knew where we were supposed to be, and we were there. And it seemed like the white people knew where they were supposed to be, which was the East Beach. And we was all right with that. So we didn't have no problems. Integration happened, like I said on other videos, was when I was in high school. We had all kind of little businesses there owned by black people. It was truly a little Africa there. And I think that's what my grandparents enjoyed about it. That separation where you felt safe and you knew the rules and you knew what caste you were in, being not white. And that was okay, because they didn't come to your spot. You didn't go to their spot. Everybody was happy just the way it was. You felt safe, you know. Whereas in Louisiana, no matter what you did, you just may not be safe. I remember going to Louisiana. I couldn't touch anything in a store that was white owned, of course. If you went into a colored store, and the part of town where my other grandmother was, when I thought she was my grandmother anyway, you could touch stuff because it was black people owned it. But in a white part of town, you couldn't touch nothing. You could just tell them what you wanted, and they would give it to you. But you didn't touch nothing. You put the money on the counter, and they picked the money up. So I hated going to Louisiana, y'all. I just did. It just didn't feel safe to me. I tell my cousin Lolo to ask for what I wanted, and I would just give her the money. I didn't feel safe there. So I felt that even if me just visiting Louisiana once in a while with my grandmother and my mama, and I felt uncomfortable, I couldn't imagine how it must feel to live there all the time. So I could see why my grandmother then migrated to get out of Louisiana. I know my cousin Early lived in California. So just say they left from Beaumont, Port Arthur area. Her sister was there. Her sisters were there. Her mom was there. And she moved with her husband to California. Probably because they were paying good money up there. And then later on, her sister's kids, when they was teenagers, 2 of them, they moved up there for reasons. That's their own story to tell. But they moved to California. So that's how our family is. When we move in a family, at least a husband-wife unit, and open to your relatives coming and stay with you until they got on their feet. So anyway, I don't know anybody who moved anywhere as a solo person. Other than me, y'all. I told you I was the different one. I had no problems going to Africa by myself. At first, I did go with my husband to Nigeria. Yes, I did. When I stayed there 2 months, I was there with my ex-husband's family. So I felt safe. I had the statues that I needed to retrieve and collectibles that I needed to retrieve. So I went there and stayed with them until they could go to the village with me to retrieve my collected objects. And then I got them shipped back to the United States. But when I went to the Gambia, I was solo. And now I'm still doing like my relatives before me. I go to prepare a place. Because when I get that house built, y'all, they're welcome to come visit me. I don't have no problem with that. I help them build another little tiny house next door to me. I got plenty of space. I have 3 plots of land, so they're welcome to come. And if I motivate any of y'all to go to the motherland for a visit first to see how you like it, because I'm not going to lie to y'all and make y'all think that it's heaven on earth, because it's not. Sometimes you may feel a connection with your ancestors there, like I do in Gambia, or you may not, because some of my friends don't feel that connection, you know. But I do, y'all. And the Gambia, I do. But anyways, like I said, if any of my stories motivate you to go find your roots, do your Sankofa, go back there and get it, I'm glad. I know when I was listening to that video about the lady in the migration, that she was talking about the people from the South bringing the jazz and all up north with them. Well, I think the same thing happened in my family. Oh, excuse me, that's just my glasses. My family was known to play music also. I know my grandmother taught herself how to play the guitar in her old age. I know that her cousin, Clifton Chanel, played the Zydeco music. He won an Emmy for playing the accordion in his own Zydeco band. My cousin John also played the accordion, where my Uncle Irvin played the washboard with the spoons. And y'all know that's an African retention, because I know us Africans make music with anything. When I went to Nigeria with my husband at the time, they played such beautiful music when we went to the village. I mean, they was blowing bottles, glass bottles, y'all, making beautiful music. They was singing. They was playing music with the spoons. That's all I can remember. It's how they made music with what seemed like nothing, y'all. I mean, the genius of how beautiful that music was. I wish I would have been able to record it. But back then, I don't think we was recording much of nothing, y'all. But anyway, we do have African retentions with making music out of almost nothing. See this washboard? I won this when I went to a dulcimer. I went to a dulcimer retreat. One of the guys there actually made it. Didn't look nothing like me. In fact, I was the only little chocolate one there trying to learn how to play the dulcimer. But I did take a chance and I won this washboard. And I was so happy because I'm like, oh, now I can be like my Uncle Irvin and learn how to play this rubbing board. And I was so happy about that. You can make lots of good music with the rubbing board. The dulcimer is an instrument that I fell in love with the way it looked and the way the music sounds. And it's pretty easy to learn how to read the music for the dulcimer. I guess it made it easier because I'd taken those drum lessons. But I have all kind of music I collected. And I can play it somewhat. But no, I'm not going to be performing nothing for y'all today. But I do want y'all to see. I fell in love with the way the dulcimer looked at first. And in fact, the dulcimer that I have is the second dulcimer I've owned. I gave the first one away to the music school that I attended in Houston when I got carpal tunnel. Because I wanted the kids to have a real dulcimer to play because they were learning on cardboard instruments. And I know I learned how to play some instruments that were plastic when I was in Catholic school. But I wanted those kids to know that a dulcimer was not a cardboard box. I'm sorry, it's just not. So they have a real dulcimer at that school now. But this is a bag that my dulcimer that I kept is in. See, Bing Futch. He's one of the guys that I love how he plays his music, y'all. He plays the dulcimer. He's the only one that I'm in his Patreon. And I don't even remember how I found out about Bing Futch. But I do listen to him. And if you hear any little chirping every once in a while, I'm sorry, y'all. We did change the battery to the smoke detector. So if it's doing anything else, I'll just have to get the people in general to come check the wiring because it's not that detector anymore. It's still green and the battery is changed and it's a new battery. It's nowhere near expiration. But anyways, this is my dulcimer, y'all. And y'all see how I numbered it? Well, anyway, that's the holes. And you see how I have it numbered? So when I'm playing by numbers until I remember where everything goes. And this is a beautiful instrument. And y'all can just look that up on YouTube. There's plenty of dulcimer music there. And Bing Futch, Bingfutch, is my favorite dulcimer player. And you know, instruments like the dulcimer originally started off in the motherland as another instrument, probably the kora. But anyway, guys, most of the music that all of us have came from the motherland. So, yeah, we migrated. And yes, we kept our retentions. And yes, we made music out of whatever was available. And beautiful music. We can even take ordinary voice and make it sound so wonderful. Even when I thought that my voice didn't sound like anything, other people would say, "Oh, you sound so good." And I'm like, I can sing when the church sings. So in the choir, I can just blend in with the other voices. Whether it's alto or soprano, my voice will do whatever. But as a solo, I'm not a solo artist. I'm just not. But anyway, guys, I hope that a little of my migration story of leaving my grandparents leaving Louisiana to go to Texas might have been similar to what your family did. I don't know any of my family actually that moved to the north. From our DNA cousins, I heard we left from Louisa in Virginia and went from Louisa in Virginia and moved down into the South. But that was probably during the Ma'afa, aka slavery time. And then after that, then we moved from Mississippi, Georgia, Alabama on my dad's side to Texas, and on my mom's side from Louisiana to Texas, then maybe her father's side from Texas actually to Louisiana because they were school teachers and they wanted to help their brothers and sisters in the South, and unfortunately were murdered because they were teaching the children in the South. But that's a story for other days. But my grandfather did move back from Louisiana to Texas with his wife and kids. And I don't know if they lived any happily ever after, but they had a decent life and an honest life. They believed in hard work, and they raised their 7 children there. And they both used their last breath in Texas, so they were happy as they could be with their move from Louisiana. Like I said, we visited Louisiana, but nobody I know wanted to move there. And I visited there, and I love seeing my relatives, and I love eating boudin, but I sure didn't like the way I was treated in those stores unless I was in a color store. When I moved back, when I went back to Texas after the little visit, I felt comfortable in Texas because I could go to the store and feel safe. I could go to the corner store, whatever, by myself. I could go to the library. I knew where to go for the places that I could eat safely, even if I had to get the food at the window and keep it moving, pay for the movie on the outside and get the popcorn and go up in the crow's nest. That's fine, because I knew what to expect, and that was fine. I stayed within my limitations. Me, my little boyfriend, my family, we just did. Everybody knew the caste system, how it was set up, and we worked within that system so we could stay safe and sane as possible. Unfortunately, compared to how it is now, it was lots of restrictions, and now you have a lot less restrictions in some places, but in some places it seems to even be more hazardous because people don't know what the rules are anymore, and they don't know limitations, because seem like now no matter what you do you could get hurt in this country. Even if you call yourself following the rules, you can get hurt. Unfortunately, I feel so good when I get off the plane in the motherland, no matter where I'm at, because I feel, I just feel safe when I get off the plane. I feel like if anybody does anything to me, it's not because of my color at all. It might be that I'm treated extra special because I'm in elite system once I get off that plane, because I had the money to get there and the money to live in a apartment or a house or whatever, because I went there with money that I saved over here. Even if I use a credit card to get the ticket to get there, you know, that I have money because I know it's a cash system when I get there. And then I just live my life. I don't feel the stress that I feel here is sticking out because I'm a minority. When I'm in the motherland, I'm in a majority, and I just feel like I just blend in, y'all. And I just feel so much at peace, and I'm not stressed. And when I get stressed, it's because of things that's out of my control, and I'm trying to get them under control. But anyway, guys, this has been just sharing just a little of my day with y'all and just a few of my stories. I hoped everybody had them a wonderful day. And I'm just telling y'all again, thank y'all all so much for making me get to this level of 1,000 subscribers. And I'm looking forward to the next 1,000 subscribers in the near future. And I'm telling you, I am going to work on getting monetized for YouTube. And I will work on using that money to make the world a better place while I'm here. I know it's not that much, but it don't take that much to help make the world a better place. If we all just did a little something, it would be like when the butterfly wings move and things change all around the world, you know? But anyway, guys, until next time, peace, peace, power to the people, and I'm out, y'all. Bye.